Can you hear me, Valerie?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
You sound great. So I think, yay, we figured it out. Hooray. Well, what happened was we had this ancient board in here, and a few weeks ago we had this burning electronic smell, and the monitor feed went crazy. And we were trying to find it, and we were kicking some wires around, and the smell, the burning smell stopped, the smell went away, and everything started working. And I thought, well, great, at some point, we're going to have to replace this console. And I have another one that I had set aside ready to go in here. I just had not had time to, take 2 or 3 days to go through the process of installing it. Well, Wednesday, right after the show, the smell came back. It started burning up again. So I said,
wow.
All right, we're going to shut it down, pull it out of here, and put the other board in. So I think it was Wednesday night, while the dog show, the Westminster Kennel Club dog show was on. Lana was watching the show on the TV. I had the show on the iPad, and we pulled the old board, pulled all the old wires out, put the new board in, and I started hooking up wires. And I hooked up everything that I thought I would need for the next couple of days. And then this weekend, I'm going to, do the final hooking up of everything. And the one thing I didn't hook up was the phone. And so Michael yesterday from the museum, and then, of course, your segment today, are usually on the phone. And I thought, oh, crud, what are we going to do to get Valerie on? But we're doing the Zoom call thing without the pictures. So thank you so much for doing that and being with us. And I know you've had another exciting week during the summer reading program. How did everybody love the singer and all the entertainment you had this week?
Oh, I mean, we've had great numbers at the library. We're really happy that people are getting back to the library, using the library, coming to our programs, signing up for the summer reading program, and reading books, of course. We love that. Lots of books are getting checked out. The kids are having fun this summer, so we're excited. And, we hope that the library is definitely contributing to their summer fun and, retaining what they learned over the past school year for, reading skills and whatnot.
How is I know part of the summer reading program is reading, actually reading books and turning in reports on how much they've read, and what are you seeing there? Are you seeing not only coming to participate in the activities, but are you seeing some actual reading going on?
Yes, definitely. I know that we have over 300 kids signed up for the reading portion of the program, and then I'm not sure exactly what the teen and adult numbers are, but numbers are good. And like I said, books are being checked out. And what they do is they read for 7 days, and they come in and show us that they've read for 7 days. And then they get a weekly prize. They get an entry for the grand prize drawing at the end of the program. And yeah, lots of fun. We're enjoying that. And lots of kids are coming in and picking up the prizes and meeting the goals.
Good. And like you say, hopefully a certain percentage, some of the children and maybe a few of the adults will catch the reading habit, if you will, and keep coming back and reading. I have got to figure out how to do that. And this is not a new thing for me, Valerie. This has probably been my entire life. I've never been a reader. I've just never sat down, read books, novels, or whatever. And I don't know why that is. I watch things, I read things on the, news stories and stuff on the phone now, but I've never been a reader. Have you always been a reader? I mean, going back just, when you were little, have you always been a reader?
I hear these wonderful stories all the time from other librarians, how they've always loved reading since, they were a little kid, or, they remember their parents taking them to the library when they were, really little. I don't really have those memories. I wasn't a strong reader in school. I actually remember being a poor reader in early elementary school. I think it got better over the years, but when you're a poor reader, it's hard to get into it. But somewhere along the line, I I picked it up, and I love reading more now than I ever did in my entire life. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to have to figure out what it's going to take to get me started. But usually, everybody says they're busy. I know I have excuses. I can always find an excuse, Sometimes they're a little more exciting than others, like, snakes and transmitters and smoking studio boards. But it just seems like I always find the excuse why I can't read instead of, making the determination I'm going to read more. So we'll have to try that and see what I need to do, what it needs to happen to me to. And I don't think it's the technology part. I mean, I have an iPad, I have a phone, I read a lot of stuff on the phone, but I don't think that's it, because if you have the electronic book, and I know our library, you have wonderful electronic resources, I think it's just sitting down and saying, okay, for the next 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes, don't bug me. I'm going to read something. And I think that's been the hardest part to, force myself to do. I don't know what it's going to take to make that happen, I guess.
I think you have to find something that you want to learn about, and then something that you have a burning desire to know about. Yeah, that's true. What do I have a burning desire? It's got to be it's got to be better than the guy that cleans out culverts. It's got to be something better than that, So 'cause that's how I find that I love reading things is, I don't know about this. I got to go look it up. I got to find a book. I got to learn about this stuff. So I like a lot of nonfiction. A lot of readers don't. They just like fiction. They like mysteries. So you just have to find what you like.
That's right. I mean, you can only watch the 27 episodes of Columbo so many times. You've got to find some other mysteries.
Oh my gosh, Columbo, that brings back memories.
Yeah, that's we certainly enjoy watching Columbo from time to time.
Well, I think that you bring up a good point too. Why it's so important to get your children involved in the library at an early age. We're talking before kindergarten. It's so important to get the kids in, so they know everything that's in the library. And we have the little tiny books for the little ones that they can just hold and look at the pictures, and that's like their first experience with books.
Yeah, no, you're right. At a young age, that's excellent. Where I grew up in Iowa, I knew where the library was. It was right across the street from the church we went to, so that's why I knew where the library was. But I always felt so intimidated. It was one of these, who was the guy that the family that. Carnegie or whatever, that always funded all these big libraries all across the country. Was it Carnegie or somebody? And so it was like from that era, these great big stone arches and columns and, this ginormous building with all this marble and stone. And I always felt so intimidated when I went in there. What kind of, you don't have that at the Artesia Public Library? I mean, it's an impressive building, and you've got the big room there with all the books and the mural. But it doesn't feel that way. You still have a home feeling, or like if you come in and sit down in this chair over here, you can get comfortable and read a book.
Right. I think you bring up a great point. Carnegie libraries were a big deal, 100 plus years ago, because they were funded by Andrew Carnegie.
Yeah.
And they were wonderful. A lot of little towns were funded and were able to build those. But and I know a lot of the Carnegie libraries in the library world, when they talk about tearing one down, it's like, oh my gosh, you can't tear that down.
Right.
But they're not functional for what libraries do today, unfortunately.
That's right.
And that's how we end up with wonderful, beautiful buildings, library buildings like we have here in Artesia, because it is totally functional for what libraries do today. And what I mean by that is, it's not just you come in and sit down and be quiet and read a book. That's not what libraries are about anymore. Obviously, you can still do that, But we have a lot of, programs where you come in and you do hands-on things and you have fun and you're not shushed. And and we have a lot of technology, and so a little bit different today. Libraries.
Sure. Well, I think 100 years from now, folks are going to look at the Artesia Public Library and they're going to say the same thing. Well, we can't tear that down. That's because it's so representative of today, of the current times, and
Right.
Who knows what libraries are going to be like in the future. But definitely, the Artesia Library fits the it's the top representation of the category today. Let's. You want to go into your summer reading schedule? I know you've got some stuff, some events today that are going to be taking place.
Yeah, I'll just go through it quickly here. Today we have our Lego Lab from 10 to 2, so we have a new challenge. You can come in and try to build a submarine or your version of a submarine out of Legos, so that will be fun. 10 to 2, drop in. You don't have to be there the whole time. At 3 o'clock, we have our Teen Craft Day. They're going to be doing some glass etching. So it's actually a tall drinking glass, and they'll be able to etch on that. I'm not sure what the etching exactly is.
Mm-hmm.
At 3 o'clock also, we have for adults the Magic Gathering card game.
Okay.
And then going into next week, we have our Movie Monday and popcorn at 1. And the movie is Moana.
Okay.
I haven't seen it yet. I know that, it's a animated. I think Disney made this one. I believe.
Yes.
And the only actor that I know in it is The Rock.
That's
Dwayne
right.
Johnson.
That's right.
So,
He's in it. He was and what's funny is the character, the animated character that he plays. If you look at was it Jason Momoa that's in the Aquaman movies?
Yes.
So this is the Disney version, if you will, of
Aquaman.
Of Aquaman. But I don't think The Rock talks to fish. Well, maybe he does. I don't know. I do remember seeing it, and it's the thing that's amazing about the animation today is, and they made a big deal about it when it first released, was the water. As they're going across the ocean, they're going across the water. You look at that, and you have, for a moment, your mind releases the understanding that this is an animated picture. It's like you're looking at real water. It is so well done.
Oh wow! So I'll have to sit in and watch this one for sure.
Yeah, it's a good story, and I know the kids will enjoy that. So that's the movie. The Monday movie, so 1 o'clock, okay?
Yes. At 10 o'clock for the adults, we have macrame at the senior center, so that is 50 plus only, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday, we have our story time and craft, which will be books and crafts about an octopus or an...
Okay.
Let me see, 3 o'clock, that's 10 o'clock Tuesday. 3 o'clock Tuesday is the teen activity. They will be making an angler fish. I know it will be a light up angler fish.
Oh, okay.
So there's some kind of a battery involved. I haven't made it yet, but I do know what it looks like. At 7 p.m. we have family history for the adults. Wednesday, 10 to 2, drop in for the kids. It's our STEAM lab. They will be doing a kind of a STEAM experiment / craft about the layers of the ocean. So they'll be learning about that. 3 o'clock, teen art. They will be making a striped seahorse.
Okay, a striped seahorse.
So I'm not sure what the materials are, but that's what they're making.
We'll have to see if the stripes go up and down or if they go left to right,
There you go. Vertical or horizontal.
That's right.
All right. Thursday, we have a big performer coming. I know people in the community remember him. He's been here a few times, I believe, in the past. Indiana Bones.
Yeah.
So I hear he's a lot of fun. I've talked to him on the phone. He sounds like a character. So I'm looking forward to that as well.
Is this is he kind of like Indiana Jones? Is it
Yeah, it's a play on Indiana Jones. I think he brings a whip and cracks it. So
and it's not an app on his phone. Is it a real whip?
I believe it's a real whip. I've been told. So I'm curious.
Yeah. So it's like archaeology and history and things like that.
Yeah, I think he's probably modified or came up with a new program to go with our Oceans of Possibilities theme. But generally that's his theme is off of Indiana Jones, which would be archaeology and whatnot. 3:00 on Thursday, we have teen games. I know she does both video games and board games. So I've seen some teens over there playing board games, which is always nice to see.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have our Kitchelet book club at 1:30 for the adults.
Okay.
And then next Friday, July 1st already. I can't believe it.
I know.
The summer will be half over, and the summer reading program will be half over.
Okay.
So again, we have our Lego lab with a new challenge. We do have another children's performer. So we have a children's performer 2 days in a row next week. It's just how it booked out.
Mm-hmm.
His name is Will Parker. He is a singer. I think he plays the guitar, and it will be a lot of fun. He's a very popular national children's performer as well.
Okay. What is that at 10 o'clock?
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. Okay.
No, actually 3 o'clock. Sorry. Will Parker, 3 o'clock on Friday.
3 o'clock for Will Parker on Friday the 1st. Okay.
And 10 o'clock for Indiana Bones on the 30th of June.
Got it. Okay.
And then rounding out Friday of next week, we have a teen craft, and I think they're going to be making buttons like you pin to your shirt or your jacket.
Okay. All right. So, and hopefully I'm sure it'll be an ocean-related
of course
theme on all of that. I don't know if people know this, but apparently back in the day, I'm talking about just buttons on clothes, were made out of shells.
Oh, okay.
And the only reason I remember that is where I grew up along the Mississippi River. Every so often you'd walk along the river and you'd find a shell and it had holes in it. And it was a remnant of when they used to get the shells out of the river and run them through the button plant and make buttons, punch the shells to make buttons and all that type of thing. So when you talk about making buttons, I have to say, okay, are we making buttons for clothes, or are we making buttons that you see, people wear with pictures and stuff like that they wear on that? So we're making the buttons, not the clothing buttons. So
exactly. And it's interesting how you make those. I just learned a couple of weeks ago we actually have a button maker, so the kids will get to use the button makers and figure out how to do that.
Good. In keeping with the theme.
Yes.
So good. Well, is there anything else on your list that we need to make sure we remind folks about?
No, I think I've covered this week and next week. Of course, you still have time to come in and sign up for our summer reading program. There's still 5 weeks that you could participate and read and win weekly prizes and get entered for the grand prizes. So you still have plenty of time to do that, even yourself, Gene.
I know. I knew you were going to say that. I got to do this, but I got to get the phone hooked up in here. That's my excuse for this weekend. So, and I really do. I mean, I'm glad you're a great sport using the audio on the Zoom, but there's another guest that we have that's a regular that won't do that. It's got to be the phone call. And so, all right, I got to get the phone hooked up for him. So we'll do that. Library is open 10 to 2 on Monday and Saturday, 9:30 to 6, Tuesday through Friday.
Yes.
And on the Independence Day holiday,
we are closed.
Closed on that Monday, the 4th. So yeah. Excellent. Well, if there's nothing else, I guess we'll wish you well this weekend and talk with you next week.
All right. Thanks, Gene.
All right.